So let us have these blessings and start the class. Can you just?
Yoga is incomplete without Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is impossible without Karma Yoga.
So can any one of you explain in very short? Because entire third chapter is on this.
You can never attain the Jnana
How
Yoga.
they will take these two are now today's our test. They should take something from here home.
Karma Yoga is basically the duties that we have to perform in our daily life. Any action that we do in our daily life is Karma Yoga. And Jnana Yoga is attaining a level of understanding of ourselves feeling the Atma within us, which is an embodiment of the all-powerful God or the essential supreme power. And if you want to attain the Jnana Yoga state, you have to do Karma Yoga properly. Only if you do Karma Yoga, you will attain Jnana Yogyata. Attain for the Yogyata. So you have to do Karma Yoga, then you can attain Jnana Yoga. But Jnana Yoga is impossible without Karma Yoga. There is no shortcut to Jnana Yoga. You have to go through Karma Yoga to reach Jnana Yoga.
Good, nice explanation. And you know why this came in third chapter? Because first chapter is only introduction to the different characters in Mahabharata and the confusion of Arjuna that even after being a warrior, he cannot fight his own kith and kin on the opposite side. That was the confusion. That led to entire 700 verses. And in second chapter, it's a very condensed chapter of entire Bhagavad Gita understanding, which is Atma and Paramatma are one and the same. It's the two sides of same coin. Only thing is we always see it differently because we see through our five senses. We don't see through the sixth sense of knowledge. So we think God is somewhere there and we are different from him because that's how it's been taught. In the third chapter beginning, because the second chapters very clearly Krishna says, you have to fight, make your duties, do your duties, and finally you have to take Jnana Marga or spiritual Marga and leave everything. So the question obviously will arise to any individual that when I have to leave everything, then why should I fight for such a small kingdom and kill someone and that also my own people? So that confusion leads to one more chapter, entire chapter. And there this is very important that karma has to be done. Even taking deep breath or breathing is also karma. Even eating every day is karma. Can any one of us stop eating for 5 days or 10 days and say, I will not do karma? So every one of us, after some age, we feel all this why prapancha, we go out, stay in some sannyas ashram, go to Himalayas, and I don't want any of these relations and the difficulties or problems arising through relations. Basically, the duties we don't want to do. So karma yoga is the Jnana Yoga is impossible with Karma. So Karma Yoga is a ticket to enter to the spirituality or to get the Jnanam. Basically, Karma Yoga cleanses your mind, Chitta Shuddhi. Okay, so Karma Yoga is very important. But if you like Karma Yoga, some people will like Karma Yoga, no? People you can see, they only want to work. So it is like a child who is in 8th standard. He gets 100% marks, 100 or 100 or 10 standard, maybe he comes first and he doesn't want to go to 11th standard. He doesn't want to pursue anything further because he's very comfortable in that 10th standard. That is a karmi, not karma yoga. So we should move on. So karma yoga is incomplete without jnanam. So you have to get the ultimate knowledge, and the knowledge is Jivatma, that is within me, is equal to Paramatma, and finally Jivatma Paramatma Aikyam. So this is the Chin Mudra which we see in many Bhagwan. See there also, if you see one hand will be Chin Mudra. So Chin Mudra signifies that myself and Lord is same. Only thing is what stops me is the ego. Our ego which develops from a child to adult into the age. With that we start the class. Madam, please chant, then we can chant. No, let her chant. Let her chant.
यज्ञदाचरति श्रेष्ठः तत्तदेवेतरो जनः सयत् प्रमाणं कुरुते तत्तदनुवर्तते
Other person performs only such actions whichever a superior one, the world follows that which he sets as a standard. Whatsoever a great man does, that other men do, whatever he sets up as the standard, then the world follows. Swami Vivekananda says, even if you have known the secret that you have no duty, that you are free, still you have to work for the good of others. Because whatever a great man does, ordinary people will do also. If a great leader is karma yogi, his followers will do their karmas and fulfill their responsibility dutifully. This will help them learn to regulate their mind and senses and slowly rise to the transcendental plane. Therefore, to set an example for society to follow, Krishna advises Arjuna to practice karma yoga. And in addition to that, let me have a little more explanation. As a man acquires leadership and becomes an influential person, he is closely watched by the common populace and they naturally start to act in the same way. It becomes a social responsibility of the leader to live up to a high standard of moral and spiritual conduct. If that great leader becomes a karma sannyasi and renounces work, it sets an errant freedom from others, precedent for others. The leader may be at the transcendental platform and therefore eligible to renounce work and engage completely in spirituality. However, others in society may use their example as a reason for escapism, to run away from their responsibilities. Such escapists cite the instance of the great karma sannyasis such as Shankaracharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarkacharya, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Following their lofty footsteps, these impostors also renounce worldly duties and take sannyas, even though they have not yet attained the purity of mind required for it. So, what the great people and leaders do is copied by the common man. Yata Raja, Tata Praja. Arjuna was prominent figure at that time. People looked up to him with admiration. So the Lord instructs him to act, to carry out the injunctions of the Shastras, to perform the duty prescribed by the standard in life, to fight the battle as a Kshatriya ought to do, and thus set an example of Niskama Karma. Very good.
Clap. Advait. Clap. See, it can be taken for the Bhagavad Gita as Arjuna was confused whether he should do a duty or not. Now let us bring down to ourselves. Now we always want our child to do this, do that. For example, clean the table, study table, do exercise in the morning. You can tell him or tell her, and you can crack your head. But what she or he will follow is whether you are doing it. Very simple. So the leaders are such a people that they set a standard and they don't pull the people. The people get pulled. So don't go for that higher level to set a standard in the world. It is not possible. First, at our home, if I get up early, after getting up, don't scroll the WhatsApp and the paper and have a tea, because this happened with me. long ago, 10 years back. I will sit with a paper and a tea as compulsory morning. One day, my small kid of 2 years, ulta paper, upside down, and she also wants tea. That is the last day of taking a paper, and like they're sitting with a cup of tea. So now it's totally changed. We have enough time in the morning, exercise is done. Because once the newspaper comes to you, that newspaper in this era, when WhatsApp is there and it's all old, 2 days old news, which you are wasting your time. I'm not saying from tomorrow you stop it. But if your child should follow something which you want to, the change should be within. That is what it is told. You can take it in the Bhagavad Gita way that Arjuna has to fight. He has to set an example because we saw in second chapter, same thing was told. First nicely, then little strongly. First, Agnya. It is a duty. It is like you have to do it. Then Yajna, like your worship for God. Third is Dharma. Dharma, Kshatriya Dharma, you have to fight. And finally, also for worldly gain, Laukika, you will get benefit. If you fight and set an example, people will, even if you're not there, they will remember Arjuna was a great warrior. He will set examples right. If he doesn't fight as a warrior, they will say he was a go away runner from here. He was not a good person. So for the 4 methods he was trying to teach, if someone knows psychology, this is how you also tell your children. First you tell nicely, then you strongly, then you use some tarka vitarka, and finally you tell that the other person is doing, you also have to do. So all can be considered in our daily life. From tomorrow you can read paper. Please don't take that exam. Otherwise you will not come to the next class. Yes, please.
Shulokeषु किञ्चन ज्ञानवाप्तमवाप्तव्यम् वर्त एव च कर्मणि O Arjuna, there is nothing to be pursued by me in all the 3 worlds. There is nothing to be attained which is not yet attained by me, but still I remain in action. Basically, as Sir already explained, Krishna is trying to explain to Arjuna and also to us to do our karma and the vidhi commandment in a strict way, as yajna, as offering all our actions as worship to the Lord, as a method of purification of our mind and body as chitta shodhakam. And we have to maintain harmony at all levels by doing our karma. It's a society duty, also dharmic duty. Harmony within himself, with his family, community, religion, society, and mission, and ultimately even in the ecological point of view. And Sir also touched upon that topic that when we want to, as we are all role models for the next generation or the people around us. So who are the Shishtas or Shreshtas? First is Mata, mother, Pita, father, and Guru or the teacher. These people are the persons who the child sees initially, the mother, the father, and the Guru. And we have the responsibility to show other people around the children or in mythology, in stories, as ideal personalities. We should guide them. Look at this person, see how brave he is. Look at that person, how honest he is, like that. So Swamiji is giving certain examples in this verse as next is Hanuman. Hanuman is the embodiment of strength, courage, and devotion. He has such utter devotion towards Rama. And we even say, if you say Rama, Rama, Hanuman will rush to that spot to take care of us. And Swamiji gives the example of he goes in search of Sita in Sri Lanka. When he goes there, he's unable to find Sita. He goes to the Andapuram of Ravana searching for him. He gets tempted. He sees all the ladies over there and he gets very confused. And he wonders why Sita, whether Sita may be in those places. Then suddenly he thinks of Rama. He gets the strength and the clarity But Sita will not be in such a place. He goes searching for her in the Ashokavana and finds her. Similarly, another example which Swamiji gives is Lakshmana. When Sita is kidnapped by Ravana, she throws away all her jewels. And the people collect all her jewels and show it to Rama and Lakshmana. But when Lakshmana is given the jewels, he says, "Is this Sita's necklace? Is this her earring?" He is unable to identify anything. He says, "I know only the fullest or the ankle ornament of Sita, because supposedly when they were traveling in the forest, Rama went first, Sita was in the middle, and Lakshmana was behind. And he never elevated his vision beyond her feet. He was always following her feet, so he could identify only her feet ornament. He had such devotion and utter admiration for his brother and sister. And now, in this verse, building up to this, is Krishna is giving himself as an example. He is Bhagavan, or the possessor of sixfold wealth, or Aishwarasya Bhava, Aishwaryasya. That is the status of being the ruler or controller of everything. Veeryam, that is valor and courage. Yashyaha means fame. Shrihi is prosperity. Jnanam is knowledge. And Vairagyam is freedom from all dependence. This is Krishna's name as Bhagavan. Even the holder of the ultimate wealth, he is in his avatar as Krishna, he is a charioteer. He drives the horses. He's not bothered that he's working for another person, a man. He cleans the chariot. He goes in the way his Lord, that is Arjuna, tells him. So when he has nothing to prove in this life, he doesn't have anything yet to be attained. And if he sits back and says, "I don't want to work," there's no harm. He's not going to lose anything. But even though Bhagavan is still doing his duty in this avatar in his birth, similarly, we should also do the same.
So, you got what the verse says. So Krishna means Vishnu, even being the sustainer of the entire whatever, we cannot see universe, galaxies, whatever.
Very hard hitting photo. We think on the path to moksha, we should leave everything. Our karma yoga, we should reduce and everything.
This is what hard hitting verses will start now. Because 21st, I think all the good verses about Jnani, Karma Yogi, all is over. Now 22nd to 33rd verse. All hard hitting verse about Ajnani. Slowly he's taking you there. So it's, if you see, it is like a psychological analysis of your own self. If you read this third chapter, it is psychology, and the entire psychology is based on the third chapter. The third chapter, I said from the beginning, if you understand this, you can stop coming to the class. I said already 100 verses of Bhagavad Gita is enough. People have become Jnani after 100th verse. That is second chapter. We have, maybe at least myself, I have to read again. And some people maybe Jnani, but still continuing, we are happy. But third chapter is the ultimate of all the Bhagavad Gita. And you will come to know slowly now. Madam.
Meaning, Yadi is he certainly, Aham I, Na not, Vatyam thus engaged, the two ever, Karmani in the performance of prescribed duties. Stand it up, ta, carefully, Mama, my, Vatma, Path, Anuvartanite, follow, Manushesha, all men, Partha, Arjuna, the son of Prita, Sarvashaha in all respects. For should I not ever engage myself in action without relaxation, men would in every way follow my path, O son of Pita. In his divine past times, Sri Krishna was playing the role of a king and a great leader. He appeared in the material world as the son of King Vasudeva from the Rishi dynasty, the foremost of the righteous. If Lord Krishna did not perform prescribed Vedic activities, then so many lesser personalities would follow in his footsteps, thinking that violating them was their standard practice. Lord Krishna states that he would be at fault for leading mankind astray. Unworried and unrelaxed, the Lord is every moment actively engaged in work for the protection and welfare of all beings in all the world. Because if he remains inactive, all the people follow the same path and go down unto awardly and with self-destruction. Anarchy and self-destruction. That's why great men, ideal personalities, prophets, and the leaders are constantly alert and active in the service of humanity. Even today, we come across Karma Yogis of great eminence. History has recorded the lives of many of the leaders and the way how they worked till the last breath of their life for a righteous cause. Moreover, the word Santitya without relaxation implies that the seekers and the aspirants should be alert and watchful in their sadhana. If the Lord who is eternally free and perfect is so alert and watchful in performing his duty, how much more should the common man be in his discipline to free himself from the shackles of the samsara. However intelligent one may be, if he is not vigilant, he is easily knocked out of the path of Maya. The senses are also so powerful as to draw away the mind from the spiritual idea. Night and day, at all times and at all circumstances, vigilance is necessary to preserve the mind from lapsing into dullness and sense pressures. Discriminations between the real and the unreal. God's grace, ceaseless effort are all necessary for spiritual progress. How much care is needed for a driver of an express train in the night? Would be afford to be negligent? How many lives depend on his care and caution? Even so, the teacher has to do continuously vigilant and active in his practices. The human machine is sure to be damaged if he is negligent and a breakdown is certain. Always the Lord is as alert in the performance of his duty for the welfare of the mankind. The Shastra says negligence is death. Negligence regarding the awareness of the Brahman should not be at any time. Such a forgetfulness of Atma is death. So says Samat Kumar. The seeker was performed. They should perform. Therefore, remember that keyword alert, stand here, attend here, and always be watchful for the contemplation of the self. Very good. Very good.
it's a difficult verse, and what is actually meaning of this verse? You can see through day-to-day life. Lord is saying, I cannot relax. Means not relax means for the sake of others. Just like God's sun God. We might relax in the night. Do the sun relax? He has to work because our earth is rotating. We think sun is gone down. Similarly, Lord is sustainer. It is like the ocean, and only superficially we see the currents and waves and whatever. But ocean is quite active in below. A lot of activities in the form of vegetation, animals, currents, which are much more faster than the upper currents. So he says, if even Arjuna actually is playing only one role in the battlefield of a warrior, he has played so many wars. Krishna himself has killed Kamsa, Chanura, so many, not one, maybe hundreds of them he has killed from the childhood till whatever age he was. And now he is taking a role of a charioteer, a Margadarshaka, a guru, and he is telling just one battle you have to win. So that is the meaning, and because this is repeatedly telling Arjuna to fight the battle, and in the same time, you have to do with the dharmic way, not adharma, because Duryodhana is already doing a lot of adharma. So one more shloka will come in 4th chapter, I think. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharataha. So that time, this role playing or avatara. What is the difference between a human birth? We don't say Krishna was born. He took the avatar. Means what? The soul, or there is no soul for Krishna. He took a form. He descended down from wherever higher up, higher lokas. He descended down to do the act of establishing dharma. And Sambhavami Yuge Yuge, anytime it comes, he will be there. Whereas the untrained mind is like a bubble in lot of lot of bubbles, one bubble. The birth of a human being which is untrained and he dies untrained, a fool and remains fool, is like a bubble in a full bucket of bubbles. Just one top is gone. So 100 years or 60 years is gone. If you want to burst, not burst, but if you want to be together with the space outside and within you, then you have to understand Bhagavad Gita. You have to understand what is Avatara and how I can also ascend. I can't descend now. I can ascend back to myself, the real self, provisional consciousness. This is the meaning, very deep meaning, very difficult to tell from the words. So whenever verse is given, I request, we read that day itself. So what happens? 1 week, it will be repeated, or maybe sometimes 1 month before also verse will not come. You repeat, and you might find a way to answer it. Like sun God is the best example for this verse. He tirelessly works. We sleep, and it gives us margadarshan. Next day again, what time to get up, what time to exercise. Okay, with that, I think we have some more time. Tata madam is. Madam, can you chant? Just chant.
If I do not perform action, all these worlds would perish, and I'll be the creator of confusion also. I will be destroying these.
Swadharma. What is a Swadharma? That is mainly talks about the Pancha Mahayagna. If I'm
Violating the Swadharma, what happens? Will I be affected immediately? No. So what will happen? Krishna says consequences will not be felt immediately, but gradually we are destroying the creation, and the first person who violated the dharma is ultimately responsible for that. For example, I cut a tree right in front of my house. Will I be immediately affected? No. Seeing me, my neighbor also cuts the tree. So like that, it goes on, and ultimately, slowly, the society will be affected because of no trees. Like that, even the flats, we start building flats everywhere. So it gets congested. Slowly, the place gets polluted. That's why when you violate your Swadharma, you will not be affected immediately. It will happen gradually. So all these people will perish not immediately, but ultimately. Then if I do not do my duty, if I do not set an example, if we do not serve as a model, how will I destroy? Then by creating confusion in the society with regard to their duties, your duties will be lost. You will be lost. You don't know what you want to do in your life. And ultimately, your family will be affected. In that way, the society will also be affected. I will destroy all these people. And what happens? This Varna Samkara and Ashrama Samkara are two types of samkaras. Now, this is very well explained in the 4th chapter, but in short, I'll explain what it is. One is guna-based karma, then the next is jati or janma-based. What is guna-based? I choose the profession that I love. You love music, and you're not born into a musical family, but you're interested in it, you pursue it, you learn it, and you sing. Then professionally, you love your job, and you'll be every day morning, you'll be enthusiastic to go sing and have a profession in that. Then the next comes jati or janma based. That is what I choose the profession based on the family I'm born into. The same musical family, you're born into a musical family. The moment you conceive, you hear your mom sing, your father sing, your grandmother sing, everyone sing. So in the womb itself, you get interested to music, and once you grow up, you get very much accustomed to it, and you start singing. That is one. Now, Shastra warns us what should not be done. That you should not choose your profession based on money. That's because when you choose a profession that is based on money, ultimately you lose the interest in the profession you're in. And early morning, waking up and going to the work itself becomes a trouble for you. So always choose a profession according to your either on guna or on your janma based. The other thing here, Swamiji tells us the sastras are very important. We all know sastras are very important. But even the Brahmins who are supposed to teach us the sastras are moving away from it because they feel it's not remunerative and they are not ready or they don't have the passion to follow it. But in the Western countries, each family allocates a child to the church where they learn the Bible and they go teach everyone there. So it's always when you're very much interested and you want to develop and your child is also interested in it, Guruji asks us to nourish that and just for ask them to follow the path they are willing to. Then now here, Krishna talks to Arjuna. Arjuna, you like it or not? Your dharma is a Kshatriya dharma. Your guna is based on your Kshatriya dharma. Your birth is also born into a Raja family where your dharma is a Kshatriya dharma. So you have to fight this legitimate war. So never try to escape.
I think we stop here because now it's very clear that karma, your duties has to be done. There is no going back. All of us, every day we will have duties, pleasant, unpleasant. It is up to you how you make the unpleasant also pleasant. And again, it is up to you how you, when there is pleasant things can happen, you make it unpleasant also. But if you have a good mind, if you believe in Shastras and you are a karma yogi and you don't do the profession just for earning money, then probably over a period of time, the complete good balance will come. I'm not talking only about the profession. I'm talking also about the mother, father role which we play. You see how much calmness will come in whatever you do. And ultimately you will be sleeping well. You'll getting up early. Everything cycle will change. So it will be a pleasant, everything will be happy for you if you do the duties right. Now comes the next few shlokas will be there. I don't want to start today. Now we know how the duties should be right. After this, he will say how a Agnyani, how a Karmi will do the duties. And finally, he will say what will happen to those people. This is the entire third chapter of Karma Yoga. Because if you do the duties rightly, you know what is going to happen. Karma Yoga will lead to Jnana Yogyata, and Jnana Yoga will lead to Moksha. But not good karmas, God has something in for them also. So with this, we will end the chapter. We end today's class. Om Purnamada Purnamida Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Sir, Thirukural.